Picture this.
America gets nuked.
What will you do about it? You could duck and cover, but that won't help much. If you want to survive, you gotta know when your city's getting nuked. That's where iPause comes in. iPause, to put it simply, is a way of broadcasting emergency info really quickly. I could explain it in detail in a short amount of time, but it'd be more fun to go over the history. The story begins with Conrad, how's it pronounced? An emergency broadcasting system created in 1951 during the Cold War. The idea was that if the Soviet Union ever attacked, the radio would stop and start a couple times and it would beep. Then, the radios would go dark. At that point, you would tune into 640 or 1240 AM to receive emergency info directly from the Fed's Civil Defense. However, the creation of ICBMs made this system somewhat obsolete, so it was replaced by the FCC's EBS in 1963. The Emergency Broadcast System, or EBS, was an improved system for TV and radio that, much like the Conrad, supplied info in the event of a grave national emergency. Like before, the EBS would interrupt all stations with a special tone. Unlike Conrad, however, the info would be played everywhere, which came straight from Mr. President himself. The EBS was tested many times over its almost 35-year existence, but it was never properly used. However, a separate system, the Local Access Alert, allowed police and emergency management to send out alerts on a local level. This was nice since you could warn people about bad weather, transportation issues, and Amber Alerts. Eventually, the FCC and FEMA combined the two systems into the EAS in 1997, though the LAA is still rarely used. The EAS was a 2-in-1 system that could send alerts on local and national levels, thus fulfilling the purposes of both the EBS and LAA. But the EAS had one major improvement: SAME. SAME was an easy way to handle emergency alerts. However, the former two make SAME's usage highly discouraged, and using it on TV and radio is straight up illegal. In the late 2000s, smartphones became very popular, giving governments an easy way to send emergency info. So, in 2012, the FCC and FEMA created CMAS, now known as Wireless Emergency Alerts. It could broadcast local and national alerts like the EAS, only here they would go right to your phone. Now, about iPause. It basically combines the EAS and WEA, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I'm out of time. Thanks for watching.